Welcome to the Complex Sports at Mercier. This is game one of a doubleheader on Baby Memories, brought to you by Mohawks Super Bingo. Jacob Paul starts with the U-13A Mohawks. Alongside Onyadaze, James Day, he's center on this line. No Nash Mayo, no Reese Dixon, so the Mohawks forced to go with four defensemen sharp, as Kirk Horn has been called up from the U-13C Blackhawks, I believe. Yeah, Blackhawks. Mercier in blue. Hayes, Horn, and nets for the Mohawks. Both of these two teams 4-13 and 3, and this shot misses the net. Winner of this game will jump the other one in the league standings. Liam Perron, Hayes, Horn, your netminders for this game. This is the Mercier team with 4 Oliviers on the team. I would not want to be the head coach and scream out Ollie in practice. Feed in front. Good pad saved by Perron from point-blank range. Grayson Jacobs shoots off of the leg. That's Hunter Jacobs, sorry, 97. Oh. Conlon foot went down very awkwardly in the corner. And he's slow to get up. Here comes Mercier, bringing it back in. Fed out to the high slot. Comes back to the point. St. Pierre, Hayes Horn makes a stop. Hunter Jacobs picks up the rebound, tries to get rid of it. It was intercepted, and now a wrist shot flutters through the crease. Monty Horn on the wing. As Foot has gone back to the bench. Lead pass, and Jacob Paul steps in, has a little bit of leadway, but he's at the end of a shift. He shoots and that misses. Monty Horn picks it up in the corner. Horn lets it go, and that hit the outside of the post. And Monty, who has a howitzer of a shot. A Jay Wadooney homer trying to feed one out in front of the goal. And Mercier takes it back. That was Jesse Cole Chamberlain, 56. Now fed out in front of the net. Homer not able to control it. Kick up. And here comes Olivier Gravel. Gravel one-on-one, and that is knocked away by Hunter Jacobs. Here's a wrister. I don't know if Hayes got it. I think she got a piece of it with the shoulder. And that came out of play. After this, U11B Blackhawks taking on Mercier. It's a doubleheader, and then, of course, the sprint to the regular season finish will be in full effect, as Tuesday night we'll have a doubleheader for you. Wednesday we'll have the U15B Mohawks trying to win the regular season championship. And then a doubleheader for you Friday, and Kahnawake Bowl 5 on Saturday. Here's a wrister. Good stop. A rebound. Horn trying to track it down, and it's kicked back out. Backhanded feed, and Hayes Horn does the splits and makes the stop, squeezing the puck here. Jakob Lachance with 2 chances in tight, turned aside. Or it's Levakova, 57 in blue. No score, 7:09 to go here in the first period of play. Puck goes into the corner. Sent out in front of the net, Homer. Horn hacks it back to the point, but not out. Grayson Jacobs has a look, plays one off the boards, kept in by Mercier, and shot back behind the goal. Perrott goes after it, and she trips up the Braves player. There's going to be a penalty here for a trip. And we're going to have our first power play either way, and it'll go to the home team with 6:41 to play here in period 1. And of course, in 2 weeks' time, it's March break, and then after that, it's the postseason. Everyone's got a clean slate. These two teams are jockeying for playoff position. A Mohawks win would help them leap 2 spots, where a Mercier win would help them leap a spot. Competition in both the top and the bottom of this league is really, really, really tight. As Conlon Foot, good to see him back on the ice, and he sends this one the length. Liam Perron forced to stop it. And Onyadaze, James Day, Conlon Foot up front on the PK. Intercepted. Day hacked it, but the puck was kept alive at the point. And now Day does pick it up, and he will get rid of it. It gets as far as center, where Gravel was able to poke it back. Kirk Horn lets it go for Day. Day sends one around the horn. This one will get to the point, and that is held in by Tristan Marshall, 30 in blue. Back in the circle, a shot from the hash marks, glove down, and Hayes Horn can't get it, they score. And that makes it 1-0, and we've got a Kahnawake Roan injured. Hunter Jacobs blocked this with the glove. And then the puck bounced in. And Mercier has a 1-0 lead thanks to a power play tally. One of the Mohawks lost their sticks. A Jay Waduni homer trying to corral his stick back behind the corner. Monty Horn jars it all the way down, and this will cross the goal line for an icing. Homer centering a line with Horn and Deer. Face off one by the Mohawks. Monty Horn has a look. Fed one. Bella Deer not able to corral it. Passes a little too far, and that'll get across the goal line for an icing. And we'll have a face-off once again coming up inside the Mohawk zone. So Day takes the draw. Day won it. Kirk Horn back up the boards. Feed hits a stick. And it does it, James Day up for Jacob Paul, and Paul makes a nice move. Paul gets across the blue line. Paul. And the Braves are able to corral it. Conlon Foot broke it up. Foot leaned on, and the numbers game pays dividends for Mercier as they're able to get one up to the blue line, but the Mohawks force a turnover. Foot, and now Day sends it back down low for Foot. Conlon lost his balance, trying to play one back in the slot, and that feed was picked off by Gravel. And away comes Mercier, skating in, and that's taken away by Day, and he'll flick one back up the center ice. One of the Braves lost their balance coming off the bench. Oh, he lost his skate blade. Oh, he lost his skate blade. He's got to get back to the bench. That's so unfortunate. And that situation, there's nothing you can do. You're on all fours basically right there in that situation. Mercier does dodge that, and away they come. Seye, Ismael Seye comes back around the net, and he's able to win one battle, but the set pass came out in front of the net. Paul gets a skate on it, and the puck corralled by Mercier. Volkova. Horn deflected it. Homer got it as far as Mercier's blue line. Homer trying to pass one. That one was picked off. There's a risk through traffic and a point-blank opportunity, but not able to hit the net. Now Mercier picks it up. Marshall, and Marshall's turned back. Mohawks are passing the puck in the middle of the ice. It's not a good recipe. That's a recipe like I'm cooking something. Here comes Homer. The only thing that saves me is I marinate my chicken in bags of HP sauce. They're pretty good, trust me. Talking to a co-owner of Haunted Dogs here right by me. 2:40 to play here in the first. 1-0 Mercier leading. And here come the Braves. Grayson Jacobs trying to get back. This is the delayed offside. If they touch it here, they don't realize it. Offside Braves with 2:32 to play here in the first. come the Braves. Puck's on the left of the goal. And it's taken back by Day. Day flicks one. Oh, Homer lost his edge. Stolen puck by Day, and that's blocked before it got to the goal. Grayson Jacobs steps up and keeps the play alive. Here's a wrist shot by Foot over the top of the goal. And here comes Mercier. Monette gets around Jacobs. Monette. Minute 40 to go. Pass out in front, intercepted. And Day is able to get it up the center. Monette overskated the puck. Jacobs. Day lost his balance right along the wall. And the Braves bring it into Kahnawake territory. Pass is picked up. Kahnawake defense with too tight here. And there is a great stop by Hayes Horn with 1:12 to go. Good shot. Face off to the left of the Kahnawake goal. 1-0 Mercier on top. And it's won by the Braves. Comes back to the point. Puck's on edge, and Horn makes the pad save. When that puck gets on edge, it does funny things. Take it from a former goalie. I probably just, it did funny things to me just because I never got in position. 55 seconds to play here in the first. Feed out in front. Horn the stop. A rebound. They score. LaChalse. And it's 2-0. Double whammy here because of the fact that the goal scored in the final minute. They say there's two kinds of real momentum changing goals. Goals that are scored in the first minute and goals that are scored in the final minute. And this one scored with 50.7 to go here in period one. Here's a slap shot blocked by Hunter Jacobs. Horn couldn't get it by. And now Monty Horn gets it into Mercier territory. Poked back, and away come the Braves across center ice. Here's a wrist shot that pops on net, and Hayes Horn makes the stop. Down to 23.7 ticks. Face off to the right of Hayes Horn. Won by the Braves. Backhanded, and that's tipped wide. St. Pierre. And played back behind the Kahnawake goal. 4 seconds left. That's it. Period one in the books, and the Mohawks have some work to do, trailing 2-0. All right, we welcome you back to period two. Mohawks now attacking left to right, trailing by a score of 2-0 to Mercier. Both these two teams coming in with identical 4-13 and 3 records. Stolen puck by Foot. Conlon waiting. Got the pass in front of the net. Dave, a wrister, blocked, and now it gets behind Conlon, and Mercier is able to intercept and get it out to center ice. Save. And he's turned aside, and a second save as well. Hayes Horn from point-blank range turned aside the rebound. Another chance for Mercier, just saved by Hayes. Here it is, and that's blocked. As Correct got in the way of that. And here comes Conlon Foot trying to turn on the Jets. He has the room. Conlon walks right in, and that's blocked. Face-off coming up inside the Mercier zone. So after a pretty conservative first period, we saw a bunch of scoring opportunities here. But the lead is still 2-0. Homer back to the point. Amonte Horn got a shot away. That won't go. Hunter Jacobs passed it in front of the net. Chopped away. Chipped by Jacobs, and now Horn has to get back on defense. Homer sprinting the back check. Hunter Jacobs flips one up. Ajay Waduni up to Belladier, and she'll shoot it into Mercier territory. Stolen puck by Kirk Horn. He threw one to the net. And now Mercier picks it up. Played up in a 2-on-1 as Jacobs got caught pitching in. Feed across, and that will roll away from Caron. Caron tries to stuff it. And now Hunter Jacobs has it roll off his stick. Picked back up by the Braves. Fed in front of the net. Swept away. And Kirk Horn fanned on the pass. Amonte Horn in the corner has a look. And he'll play one up. That hits a skate. Goes right onto the stick of Homer. And Ajay Waduni is doing a good job with the stick lift. Homer cuts right in on goal, and that's turned aside. Played back to the point. A blind pass. Hunter Jacobs catches up to it. But now the Mohawks got to retreat as Horn intercepts his pass at center ice. Flipped up. Delayed offside. Now the offside's gone because the Mohawks had to get in that zone to change. And Hunter Jacobs breaks it up. Pass up, and that was on the other side of the ice instead of the near side. That could have sprung in a potential Kahnawake opportunity. Instead, it's just an icing and a defensive zone faceoff for the Mohawks, trailing by 2. 2-0 Mercier leading. 7:06 to go. There's a wrist shot. Pad stop. Horn. Day for Paul. Intercepted at the point. There's a drive sent wide of the target. A wrister. Hayes. Horn makes the save. A rebound. Oh, she kept it out! Whoa! Well, this puck skips up in the air after Horn gets a piece of it and goes. She looked behind her, but it was underneath her this whole time. I think that's why everyone gets a little bit tense when they see the goalie look behind them. As it's won now by the Mohawks. Played up the center, knocked down by Paul, and Paul trying to get it. Instead, it's knocked back. Day and Paul. Stick handle to a couple of Braves, and now it's knocked back to the point where Day and Foot couldn't hold the zone. Day couldn't get in. And here comes Gravel. Gravel making the moves. Gravel shoots, and he ripped it wide. Fed up the Day, but the pass was picked off. Oh, look out. There goes the referee. Even the referees lose their balance. And it does it, James Day. Shot stop, a rebound! Lying in the glue paint, and it's cleared away by Mercier. Chipped by everyone. And that'll be icing on the Braves. 5:39 to go in the second. 2-0 Mercier leading. Face off to the left of the Braves goal. Deer hacked it back. Duval behind his own net. Homer. Intercepted. And here's a wrist shot. Right on! Hunter Jacobs got a lot on that shot. Kirk Horn forcing the issue. Primo played up the boards and intercepted by Hunter Jacobs. Homer turns and it's intercepted. And away comes Mercier into Kahnawake territory. Oh, look how Homer goes flying. There's a wrist shot. They score. The puck trickles in. If you saw that back at home, don't worry. The camera is old now. It's 7 years old. New camera will be in on. The new camera is in. The new tripod is in tomorrow. And that means Tuesday we're going to have some work with the new automatic camera, which means I won't have to do two things at once. Here's a wrister. Hayes Horn the stop. A rebound. Hayes Horn makes the second save from point blank range. Face off to the left of Hayes Horn. 3-0 Mercier leading. U-11B Blackhawks and Mercier are after this. Shot blocked in front of the Mohawks goal. And it's taken back. And back comes Conlon Foot. Feeding one up for Day. And he got tangled up. Hit by Foot. Knocked down. And away come the Braves. And that is out of play. Play is halted with 4:13 to go here in the second. Well, no Reese Dixon, no Nashton Mayo. For the Mohawks, two guys that would be legitimate difference makers. Mohawks have another game coming up. We'll have that for you. That'll be Tuesday night at home. Monty Horn. Pass is intercepted. Intercepted by the Braves. Sent towards the net, and that hops over the stick of the intended target. Fed out in front and knocked away. Flickered up, and Belladier trying to corral it. She does. In with Homer, and her pass was cut off by Duval. That hits Kirk Horn's skate when he was offside, but he actually wasn't trying to do that. It just happened to hit him. Now stolen by the Braves. Fed out in front, wrist shot, and Horn got a piece of it from point blank off the range. Horn trying to track it down. Homer with the intercept, and a Jay Waduni Homer comes in. He feeds one across, and that's intercepted by Gravel, 36. Now Hunter Jacobs steps up. Jacobs skating in. Hunter, he's got a shot. He lets it go, and that hits the butt end of the stick of Perron. And Hunter Jacobs has a look and has time. He can shoot it. Pass across. Carroll moves in. Carroll in front. Fanned upon. Wraparound try, and a Monty Horn met the attacker out in front of the goal. Here's a look. Stopped by Horn. A rebound. And that's sent through the paint. And the puck will get out. Icing waved. Jacob Paul. Trying to feed it out in front. Kirk Horn was there. And he's not able to get it. Now it's shot back out. Hunter Jacobs at the steal. Jacobs. This one off the boards. Offside. See, you never have that problem at the sports complex, because if you go for a change, even in the second period, you're not going to come on the other side of the blue line to do it. That's the big reason why I always enjoyed the Plex, for that reason. Here's an opportunity for shoots. He hit the outside of the net. Played up the center. One man back for the Mohawks. That was Grayson Jacobs. Score! With a minute 19 to go here in the second period. Icing wave as it's shot in. And the final minute approaches. Cleared up the wall, and back comes Mercier. It's fed up the center ice, and the Braves come back, 3 of them. Over the blue line they come. A wrister from 50, that stopped, and Hayes Horn does not give up a rebound. Up next, the U-11B Blackhawks and Mercier. Game 2 of a doubleheader, and then doubleheader on Tuesday, a game on Wednesday. That'll be the U-15Bs going for the league championship, and then a game on Friday. Doubleheader actually on Friday. Here's a point shot, knocked down, and Horn had to come up big to adjust to a puck that changed directions. Played up to Day. Onyetaze James Day with Gravel back. Day gets a shot away, and that bounces on. 37 seconds to go. Amonte Horn keeps it in, shooting one, and that's patted aside. No one in front of that Mercier goal wearing an orange jersey. Paul knocked it down, and it's taken back. 20 seconds to go. There's a shot, and a good back check by Day forces the issue. Played across, that hits a leg, and now it's sent through the blue paint. Down to the final 5 seconds. A shot from in tight is blocked, and that'll be turned aside and sent out of the zone, and 2 periods are in the books. The Mohawks have a little bit of work here for them as they trail 4-0 after 20.
Yeah. I understand.
Third period of play about to get started. 17 running time minutes, now down to 16-10. Mercier and Kahnawake, the Braves U-13A on top of the Mohawks 4-0. Here's a wrister. Horn the stop, a rebound, Horn the stop. And Grayson Jacobs tells, I believe, Ismail Say to get lost. Face-off coming up to the left of the Mohawks cage. 4-0 Mercier leading. St. Pierre, and that is a mass stop by Hayes Horn. That's what you call using your head. Belladere picks it up. And it's played by St. Pierre and back into Mercier's end of the ice. Volkova. Lev Volkova tried to pass it up. Belladere knocked it down. And a Jay Waduni Homer forces the issue. Puck goes behind the net. Foot for Homer behind the goal. Foot got a shot off, but it was fanned upon. Carrut plays it back behind the Mercier cage. A little too far for Conlon to catch up to. This is skipped out. A wrister, Hayes Horn makes the stop. Good positioning here on the stop by Hayes. She squares herself to the puck and then makes the chest stop. That's the kind of positioning I could have used in my 7-year career as a goaltender. I'd like to think as a field lacrosse goalie, I definitely made up for it. Face off to the right of Hayes Horn. Day, Kirk Horn, and Jacob Paul, the forwards. And Paul picks it up, trying to get by the attacker. And it's brought back in by Marshall. Marshall on the backhand, and that's swatted away by Monty Horn. Back in the corner. Mercier has a man getting free in front. Backhander turned aside by Hayes. Back around. Kirk Horn settles it down. Has the man open. Kirk banks it up the wall. Trying to feed it. And he got tied up by Gravel, and it's played out of the zone. Pass it to the Mohawk zone. Here's a drive by Monette. That's blocked. Johan Monette. Monette threw it out in front, but that was blocked. And it's knocked into the goal while it's on edge. And that should probably put this baby to bed with 13:20 to go in the third. And that is Seye getting the goal to make this a 5-0 hockey game. Belladere. Feed out in front. And the Braves bring it into Mohawks territory. Oh, Correct ran into one of the Mercier players. Back behind the goal it goes. Feed out in front, no one home. And Conlon Foot is away for the Mohawks. He gets started, feeds it up to Belladere. That's offside. Homer came in a little overzealous. Homer, Deer, and Foot, the forwards, and it's taken by Lachance. Oh, look out! Ajay Waduni took a spill. Monty Horn smacks one up for Foot. Players are flying all over the ice right now. Backhander, Horn kept it out. What? She holds it out of the net. What an acrobatic stop by Hayes Horn. Yeah, Hayes reaches back here, kind of doing a London Bridge arch to prevent that puck from crossing the goal line. Face off to the right of the Mohawks cage. Back to the point it goes. Slap shot. That's deflected and it goes wild. Played off the boards and the puck trickles to the point. Not out of the zone. Fed out in front. Nobody home. Mercier with possession. Puck's behind the net. And Onyekaze, James Day scoops it up. But the puck's rolling on him. He wasn't ever able to really get a good grasp of it. Slap shot skips wide of the target. Kirk Horn crashing the boards. Mercier wins that battle as St. Pierre gets by Horn. Monty Horn, a backhander. Stop, rebound. Hayes covers it up. Away comes Mercier. Say splits the defense. Say all alone, and he scores. Volkova, sorry, with the goal. All 2 in the first, 2 in the second, and now 2 in the third for Mercier. And it's a rough day at the office here for the Mohawks. The first game these two teams played was a 3-2 decision. I know Nash and Mayo and Reese Dixon would have provided a big boost to the team, but they're not here. It's got to be that next man up kind of mentality. As foot goes flying. We've seen that a lot, just players constantly losing their balance, especially in neutral ice. Good move by Foot. On the foot. Backhander. Scores! Wow! That's a highlight reel goal. Well, if that's the only one they're going to get, at least it's a SportsCenter top 10 kind of candidate, as Foot comes in and while kind of doing like he kind of just sprawled forward with his belly up in the air, and then while doing a belly flop was able to put the puck past Liam Perron. That'll make it 6-1. That gave the Kahnawake fans something to cheer about. And away comes Mercier. Back behind the net. Pass misses one, comes back to the point. A wrist shot knocked down by Onyetazi James Day. And Day makes the moves. Day. And that shot wide of the target. Kirk Horn. Horn throws one. Oh, that just goes wide of the target. And Onyetazi James Day, a wrist shot that goes off the derriere of Tristan Marshall. And here comes Mercier over the blue line. Up behind the net. Wrist shot, and that skips wide of the target. Ball not able to gain control of it. Had stopped by Hayes Horn. Butterfly goaltender stayed in a stand-up position there. They got around to one of the Braves, and that's touched by Gravel, and that'll be offside. U-11B Blackhawks are next here, and they will do battle with Mercier. Very busy hockey week over the next little while, as the teams kind of sprawl forward in that push to finish the regular season. There's a wrist shot, kicked. And here come the Braves, a wrist shot. Hayes Horn the save. Back out in front. Oh, there's an open cage, and there's no mistake here. Made by Carroll. And now there's 5 minutes to play. Comes Mercier off the draw. Wrist shot, no. Monty Horn around the boards. Foot trying to catch up. Lost his balance. Homer Found upon and Foot takes it away. Conlon. Monty Horn has a look. And would pass this one up. It gets through. Wade in front. Homer couldn't handle the pass. I don't think Jay Laduni was expecting Conlon to send that one in. Saucer pass, and it's a beauty, and it goes to the back of the net. And we got some pushing and shoving in front of the Mohawks cage. A defensive lapse there for the Mohawks. And Kahnawake down two of their top defenders today, so that certainly doesn't make their task any easier. Minutes left to go here in this contest. Correct, shoots it in. Good steal by Jacob Paul. Paul out in front. What a feed! Horn a shot that's blocked. And the call up from U-13C with an opportunity. Good back check by Day. Backhander. Hayes Horn makes the save. Face off to the left of the K-Hawks goal. One by Kahnawake. Hunter Jacobs. Here's a shot off of a Mercier forward. Homer tried to feed it to Bella. That was taken away. And the puck is shoved in the corner. Back up high. A Jay Waduni Homer takes it. Slapped off the boards, and that'll get out. Icing waved as it hit a stick. Mercier on the interception. We're down to the final minute here. Sent wide of the goal. Oh! Penalty coming up. And it's iced. Body checking on Conlon on the call. And it's time for a Mohawk Super Bingo Jackpot Chasers penalty kill. As the final 30 seconds here are tick away. And because it was an icing, the face-off will not be in the Mohawk zone. Instead, it comes outside the blue line. The NHL, I believe they do that the same way. Bad save. After the point it goes. This shot, not on. And that is the game. Mercier takes it 8-1.